Guys, so let's talk about what are the different options we have in the blockchain when we talk about the Azure solutions, right? When we are actually working on the Azure platform, what are the different options we have in hand using which we can launch the blockchain quickly? Remember, the blockchain is a technology which is not being associated with any brand as of now, right? So if you are actually interested in a Ethereum blockchain, so that's a implementation of the blockchain in a different way. Then if you're talking about the Bitcoin blockchain, it's a different implementation. Then you're talking about the Emercoin blockchain, it's a different implementation. So every company or every, even you, if you as an individual wants to have a different feature in a blockchain, you can extend a particular open source software and customize it for your own purpose, and then make it open source and let anyone use it, right? So let's say Azure blockchain solution can also have a your blockchain. Let's say your blockchain name is XYZ, so they can put XYZ as a part of the Azure blockchain solution, and which must offer certain features which are not available in the existing solution, and these features are required by the large size corporates. That's what we need. So the first and the most important part about the Azure platform is that they offer the Ethereum consortium, right? So this is the a setup of Ethereum blockchain pre-compiled by Microsoft. So this solution is offered by Microsoft, not by any other brand. So if you're talking about the Azure blockchain on Ethereum, then by default you must be thinking about this until unless you have a certain features, right? So this is the logo of Ethereum consortium. So this is actually a solution template which is designed to make it sufficiently easier and quicker to deploy and configure the consortium Ethereum network with a minimal Azure and Ethereum knowledge. So you don't have to worry about, okay, I don't know anything about Ethereum, how can I set up my blockchain? No, that's not true. You can do it in the Ethereum consortium with a handful of user inputs and a simple single click deployment through the Azure portal. You can actually provision a fully configured blockchain network topology in minutes using the Microsoft Azure Compute networking storage services across the globe. So any part of the world you can use where you want to set up your blockchain. Of course, it's running on the internet or in the SaaS or in the cloud. You don't have to worry about the location because that's not something that you need to know. Or but yes, you can choose the location as well if you want to set up, because Amazon this sorry Microsoft Azure Compute offer you the entire location which you can control, right? Next to that, the network consists of a set of load balancing transaction nodes with which an application or the user can interact to submit the transaction, and a set of mining nodes per consortium member to record the transactions. So all these things will be done automatically. You don't have to do anything, just click and that's it. You get a load balanced transaction nodes which will actually manage the transactions and will manage the and balance the load, right? So we'll show you. Okay, so in the another lecture I have another course where I'll be showing you how to set up this done and do some practical on it, right? So if you want to join that course, please join that course and use the coupon code what's next, WHATSNEXT, to get the good discount. So now they, rather than spending hours building out and configuring the infrastructure, they have automated these time consuming pieces to allow you to focus on building your own scenarios and applications. That's the beauty. That's what exactly what we need. Through the administrator page, right, you can configure the additional Ethereum accounts to get started with the smart contract, eventually prepare develop application and development. So you can even have some small pre-configured or pre-ether account where you can give some wallet to the ether and start deploying it, and checking out your application execution. That can be done. So the next in this list is the strategy of blockchain LTS. LTS stands for lifetime support. It is offered by a company called BlockApps. So BlockApps is the leading provider of the Ethereum blockchain development solution. They provide Ethereum related any development solutions, tools, and everything. So their client is actually written in Haskell, provides a high level Ethereum compliant blockchain with the industry standard and the RESTful APIs. So they offer a RESTful APIs automatically, using which you can interact with the blockchain, which is not there in the default Ethereum blockchain. So blockapps provide the fastest development platform for building and deploying Ethereum blockchain. It's another good thing. Or quick deployment, and the RESTful APIs enables developers to build, test, and deploy smart contracts faster than ever. So with just a few minutes, you can start deploying your own, the old Strato blockchain and start building it. The individual Strato instance provide the RESTful web API, which I already discussed, on HTTP port for querying in the blockchain and compiling the uploading contracts. So if you want to compile and upload the contract, you can use some APIs and quickly upload the entire contract using the API itself rather than jumping and logging into that. So you can create your own web layers, or a web interface layer, and use the API which you are running in the background blockchain. It also provides you the separate API on port 8000 for communicating with the block server. Right, the block apps rapid development tool that exposes the contract operation to the web developer. So you might want to use the block server, and sometimes you might not want to use. But yes, if you want to have the contract related operation, right, to the using the web interface, then you can use the block server API on the port 8000. Finally, on port 9000, it provides the blockchain explorer page that gathers the statistics about the history of the blockchain. So of course you need the blockchain explorer so that you can see how the blockchain operating, what are the transaction entering into the system, because you want to sometimes you want to see the overview of the blockchain, not just the entire or particular data or the particular transaction. So this is another good option, but we'll be actually focusing more on this in the next course, a separate course. Next is the Chain Core Developer Edition. This is another blockchain offered by Chain, and it's a core. Its core is actually enterprise software that enables institutions to issue and transfer the financial assets on a permission blockchain network. So if you want to set up a private blockchain with actually issue and transfer the financial assets, it can be any assets. You can Any asset means anything that has a value that can be mapped into a financial assets, and so that issue and transfer can be controlled using the this blockchain. So it's a very good thing. Using chain core, institution can launch and operate the blockchain network or connect to a growing list of other networks that are transforming how assets move around the world. Suppose if you have a multi-country operations, and we want to transfer one asset to one system to another country in another system, that you can do using this code, the chain blockchain. And then this offer the developer edition is a free, right? So downloadable version of the chain code that is open source and licensed in the AGPL. Individuals and organization use the chain code developer edition to learn, experiment, and build prototypes. So if you are one of them, go ahead and try it out. Next is the Ethereum Studio, right, offered by the EtherCamp. So Ethereum blockchain full stack provider. So they provide the full stack front end, back end, and everything related to Ethereum blockchain. They provide the Ethereum sandbox, the complete and identical emulation of the live network. During the development, the work with the sandbox gives the flexibility to required for the development before deploying the smart contracts to the live network. So you never want to jump directly into the live network, but wants to test out your smart contracts, right, in such a way that actually it simulate the actual live network, right? Because of course having a one node is a different thing, but having 1,000 nodes in the simulation or in the emulation and test out your smart contract is most important part, rather than jumping into directly and wasting your time and money. So it also offers the UI based UI for the Ethereum based system. Since it has a sandbox, right, that Ethereum sandbox is also available for the developers to run application and provide UI for interacting with the smart contracts all in one at integrated environment, right? Because you want to do sandboxing of your smart contract, but might be interested in the user interface where you can interact with the system. That can be done. It also provide the the testing framework for unit testing of your smart contracts, right? So that you can test your smart contract any number of times. It also offer the one click deploy. So once the deployment to the Ethereum smart contract project is ready, you just have to switch to the live network and then click, and it will be deployed to the live network. So it is actually offering you a Ethereum Studio for all overall development and testing using the UI and the command line, right? On offering you the sandbox, which is emulation of the live network, and you can do it all in the Azure platform with just few clicks. Then the next one is the Emercoin, right? And the Emercoin actually also offer the blockchain engine. So it's a platform designed for the developers. So it offers a suite of tools to create application and services based on of the Emercoin blockchain. So different type of blockchain, but yes, it's a blockchain with having a different set of features, right? So this also possible. So it's very simple to install, configure, and integrate with any project, and it's also widely available. So one of the very known blockchain available in the market, right? So it is available in the Azure, where it can be deployed using the CentOS or Ubuntu in the cloud. So you can use any of the Linux based system to deploy it, and it can be managed with just a JSON RPC. So JSON stands for JavaScript syntax, JavaScript object notation, and RPC stands for remote procedure call. So using the JSON RPC, or it's more like an API, it's more like an API. So right, so you can actually manage the entire thing using the web interface as well. And blockchain engine is is a functional and but completely robust and a simple tool for designing the applications. So you can use it for designing your own blockchain based application if you want. So it has an expensive suite of tools that can be used to create an entirely new project. So it's just like giving you set of tools so that you can improve your development experience and reduce the effort of maintaining the tools. You all are available there. You just focus on development and deploy the solution. That's what the Azure wants you to do using these all kind of solutions they offer. Okay, so that's it for this lecture. If you have any questions, please ask.